car was at the front gate of Fort Carson, and they took my DOD military installation stickers off, and I couldn't get back on base anymore. I don't have an ID card because I'm exiting, and I started my drive back east home to Florida, and I just started crying. And the reality is that the transition is going to be really hard. However hard you think it is, it's going to be 10 times harder.
Life is different on the outside. I'm going to tell you right now, not to scare you, but I'm giving you a reality check. Reality is, you're on your own. You still have that great support system with the VA, but you have to be proactive. You cannot wait for people to reach out to you.
And as confident as you might think you are, you're still on a military base right now. You still have the support network, you still have the structure, and that's going to go away.
I took for granted how difficult it was going to be. And so, losing my identity, losing my job, losing my sort of calling, the mission, all of those kinds of things. I'd been highly trained to be alone and unafraid, and now I was very much alone and afraid at nothing,
It's really difficult when you love something so much and you realize that it's going away. And you feel like you didn't have enough time to really appreciate what you had it. But most importantly, it scares you a little bit in regards to what's next and how you're going to find something that you love so much.
I didn't really know what I was going to do with my life. I thought I was really valuable to someone. I thought I've got this great resume, or I've got this great experience, leadership, and chaos, no problem, stress, no problem, world's worst environments, no problem. That stuff doesn't exactly translate perfectly.
I didn't know what the heck I wanted to do. I was lost. And so I started thinking about, well, maybe I'll become a contractor overseas, or maybe I'll go, do, I don't even know. I didn't have a plan.
I would say all in all, it was a pretty terrifying experience because you don't know what's going to happen. And that can easily lead to you sitting and just falling into sort of hole of anxiety.
Like everything, it's a process, and I did not take responsibility for my transition at that time, and it cost me.
When I went through TAP, I was a typical guy or gal who just shows up and it's like, oh, come on, let's get through this.
There was a lot of information that I got as I was out processing, and most of the time I just thought it didn't apply to me.
I remember going home at the end of each day, sort of being like, okay, I need to sift through some of this because this is a lot.
What I do remember really well is that the Army put a lot of time and effort into making sure that I showed up in these classes, and that I showed up and there were people that talked, and they said, hey, we're here for you.
This class is the best resource for you to get all of your questions answered. So if you're not paying attention right now, or if you are just waiting to get out of this class so that you can go home and research and get all your questions answered, then you need to wake up and realize that these resources are here. The people are here to answer your questions.
TAP is just your final opportunity to prepare yourself for civilian world. You train yourself for combat. And TAP is sort of that final phase where you go through all your rehearsals and you ask those final questions, right? Would you not pay attention during your training and think that you would successfully be able to accomplish your mission? Or most importantly, will you not pay attention during your rehearsals, your rock drills, and think that you're going to be ready to accomplish the mission the next day? No, that doesn't make sense.
I wish that I had done a lot more research and talked to a lot more people about what my options really were.
If I could go through the transition program again, I would bring a highlighter and I would sift through all of the material and the resources, and I would sort of tabulate, okay, I need to know this for later. It might not be the most pertinent information to me right now, but 2 years from now when I want to buy a house, I'm really going to want to remember exactly how I go about getting a VA home loan. Because these resources, they're always out there, but they're never going to be as easy to find as they are right now.
Write down a lot of questions. And I don't care if you think they're dumb or the smartest question you could ever think of. Write every question down you can possibly have and ask them. Because I had a lot of questions for you, a good amount of time when I got out. I still have questions now.
You're set up for success from the standpoint of you have this amazing experience that makes you adaptable, that makes you an employer's dream. But at the same time, emotionally, you're not ready yet. And so you need this time, and you need to figure out how you're going to adapt to the time and how you're going to build your own networks out of just people that care about you.
I think when I got out originally, I didn't think I needed that sort of support network. And I remember very distinctly, it was my first semester at college, and I went to a women veterans luncheon. And I remember leaving that lunch, and I was like, whoa, I'm finally around people that I can be myself around.
It's about getting yourself prepared. Just because you have the experiences and a set of skills that they need doesn't mean they're going to just give you a job or a career. You got to earn it. You got to work hard for it. You got to prepare for it. You got to set yourself up with a network. You got to go out there and challenge yourself.
Here's the deal. You're not supposed to be average now. You never were average. You have all of this training, you have all of this experience and teamwork and leadership and communication. So the expectation now is not that you're going to be average. The expectation is that you're going to be one of the leaders of your generation.
And never forget that there's always going to be someone who's going to look up to you. I'll be an example. You might not be wearing a uniform anymore, but you will always represent our military. And I hope that your experiences in the military were just as amazing as mine in every possible way. I'm saying the good and the bad. But you accomplished something that is incredible, and very few do, believe it or not. You're special, but you're not done.